Very good afternoon, Rishi, and what an atmosphere at the Alexandra Palace. Players, well, half the crowd were on their feet. Not often that happens. Standing ovation on the way in.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The first frame, Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So off we go then for this opening frame in what should be a very exciting afternoon. Not a bad break-off shot from Ronnie. That's the type of pot that Judd would normally take on, but there's no black available, so there was no value whatsoever. Tough one to call, Stephen. Looking forward to this.
Yeah, as you say, fantastic atmosphere. I must admit I'm enjoying commentating and doing my stuff for the BBC, but what I would give to be out there today. Fantastic.
Well, who knows? You might be back there next year the way you've started to play, Stephen. No reason why not. Meanwhile, we show you that there's a path through for this red, and you should be able to avoid the red near the pink and get back up towards the blue. Just a little bit too much pace. Maybe rolling up to a colour, which is not easy from that position. It's a tough brown that he would be looking at into the middle pocket. But he's got to get this absolutely spot on. Now that's a pretty good shot, because that's difficult to judge that on these very fast cloths.
Yeah, the straightforward escape is off one cushion into the left-hand side of the pack as we look at it. But he plays it a little bit hard. He can play with the two reds, red behind the black also, which is possibly the... Oh, he's playing into the back of the pack of two cushions. He thought to hit that one a little bit harder, so that was the easier of the 3 shots.
Well, that's a mistake. It's quite a risky escape, that, especially when you're bridging over the reds. You tend to get a little bit of unwanted side on it. I'll just show you there, he's striking down, and the black's only available into the right corner at the moment, but knowing Ronnie O'Sullivan, within a few shots time he could be up on those two reds to the left of the black. Played very well in his opening match against Ding Junhui.
6. Seven.
It's not a good pink to go into full ball, as you can see the way they're situated, so it'd be a slightly different shot he'd be playing here, you would feel. Now he still went into it, but it wasn't easy the way the pink was situated there. I thought he might have worked another shot out.
12.
Hit the pink full ball, but it was always going to hit that other red. Needs a good recovery shot here. Of course, these two players, practice partners, but they wouldn't have been practicing together this week, Stephen, I wouldn't have thought.
No, when you know you're playing an opponent you practice with, you tend to stay away from them for a couple of days, but I don't think these two pay too much attention to things like that in snooker.
18.
Screwing back here for trying to get a good angle in the blue.
90.
And if we want to play the right hand side of the pack here, if he catches a pack, And then the loose red might knock the loose red towards the pocket like that.
Finished a little awkward for him though.
24.
Pink and black are not available unless he can force the white across the table. And now that the red's gone over the pocket, that's caused
25.
quite a problem for Ronnie O'Sullivan. But the last positional shot didn't quite work out for him. But what do you do now to cover that red that's over the pocket? The only ball he can play to do that is the pink and leave the white somewhere near where he's got the cue there. I mean, if the black would go in the middle pocket, he might take it on. He'd have to get it though.
Blue ball.
And he is taking the blue. Is he taking the pot?
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 25.
Yeah, I think he just thought the safety was going to be as difficult as taking the blue on. And I was thinking earlier on if Ronnie was going to play today a bit more, you know, try and play a bit more safety or take Judd on in a potting competition.
Yeah, surprised he took the pot on the blue on, because the black would go. If you're going to put all your eggs in one basket, then have a go at the black in the middle. It was a slightly easier pot than the long blue.
Pink ball.
Judd played very well against Stuart Bingham, but he did make a few mistakes. And Stuart
7.
normally would have punished him, but he didn't in the first round here.
8.
And I think Judd knows that he can't afford to make many mistakes against Ronnie O'Sullivan, which all adds to the fascination. I think that red at the back of the bunch there to the right is available into the same
50.
pocket that he's taking this red. You can see it there.
16.
So mind you, I don't know if he's left himself an angle to stun over behind that. If he could leave it in such a way he could pot that and then open the other reds up. Has he left himself a little straight? Key shot coming up. He'll open the reds and
23.
cutting this in. He's got to be careful the white doesn't run away up the table. I think the problem there was, Stephen, he didn't get on the black as he intended.
Yeah, it was a very careless shot on the red to finish straight on the black. But that's the way he plays fast. Probably play a little cannon into the two reds that are directly above the black here to hold for the red in the corner pocket. Now everything in the open.
8.
Yeah, good chance to take this opening frame because he's not going to need that difficult red that's near the left side cushion. There's enough there with the 3 open reds and colours. Oh, he's overcut it. He has overcut it. If you put it on the near jaw, they won't go in. So maybe there is a little bit of tension out there. And that's the type of shot that will annoy Ronnie. And look at Judd immediately taking the chance to remove that only red that was safe.
Brown. Five. Six.
Always difficult to judge the position when the
30.
object ball's so close to the pocket. He's okay here, but he's just might be able to hold for pink or blue. No, he's had to go up for the ball colours. I think the green would be the best looking at this angle. So one more good positional shot and the frame should be his.
$70.
Natural angle in the black here, just to drop the black in off the side cushion. Follow through, automatically going to be in the yellow. So this will hurt Ronnie. He had the best chance to win the frame, missed a
25.
black off his spot, which
27.
is very rare. And that can only give Judd confidence, Dennis, to see your opponent, especially someone like Ronnie, missing blacks off the spot.
Yes, I think we all expected Ronnie to finish the frame off there. It was a very rare miss off the spot with the black for Ronnie.
34.
Maybe just took his eye off it, concentrating on canning into the blue there.
39.
So both
39
players had chances in this opening frame, but that missed black proved the one for Ronnie O'Sullivan. Judd Trump takes the opening frame. It's 1-0.
Something more to prove now than he did before, and that puts a little bit of pressure on you.
New challenge for Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Pretty good break-off shots from Judd Trump. In fact, he might have a snooker on all balls, and no easy escape into the side of the reds because of the way the balls are situated. Now, can he see enough of this? Can't be a lot sticking out. And there wasn't much sticking out.
Judd Trump.
And this is a free ball also.
Free ball.
And if Judd's nicely on the brown, he might elect to take the brown. See how close the white was to the brown. The players are struggling to get over behind the yellow, but you've got to hit it slightly thicker, and he made a good job of it there.
Brown.
The brown counts as 1 point with the free ball situation, and he's back on the brown again, and one good positional shot, Stephen, and what a great chance the way the reds are spread.
Brown.
Slightly early, but could we be seeing the first 16 red clearance?
Yeah, when we talk about the highest possible break, people think a maximum break's the highest, but there is a possible 155 on, and that's the sort of situation where it could happen, where you get a free ball and take the colour as an extra red. Oh, where's that pink going to finish? What a bonus that is. He'd ran out of position, and all of a sudden the pink finishes over the pocket.
$13.
Black's okay, and the pink might be available into the right corner. I'm not quite sure, but meanwhile he's got to negotiate the bog colours here. And with the yellow off its spot, made it slightly easier.
80.
Might just be able to cut this one back into the corner. The one next to the black's available, but he was a little bit short with his position, so it's the cut back, but wasn't the one he played to get on.
$19.
Played that nicely. Used the red above the black.
26.
Stun off to get one of these two reds in the corner pocket.
27.
He settled into his rhythm quite quickly.
$34. 35.
He's pretty laid back, as Judd Trump. He was up in the players' room. A lot of his friends here from Bristol, and his brother
42.
Jack's with him. And he was still
43.
in his casual clothes just 10-15 minutes before play started. So he's a pretty laid back character. We're looking at a terrific amount of talent.
50.
Been a professional now for 6 years.
51.
Took him a while to get established, but he's one of the biggest box office players we've had now.
$58.
I bet he's thinking
59.
about that 16 red clearance, Dennis. The way he plays the game, the buzz he gets from playing the type of snooker, that's the sort of thing that would give him a kick to do something like that on TV.
I think it might have happened, you know. I'm not sure if Kirk Stevens, we'll have to look into that, but I think there may have been a 16 ball clearance with a free ball situation. But wouldn't that be a bit special?
$65.
Believe it or not, there's a possible 148 break on at the moment if he was to stay on the black.
66.
He didn't anticipate canning the pink like that, so he's still not quite safe. Needs another red, but he's got a color to negotiate. First of all,
Brown.
looks as if he's putting the brown safe.
Judd Trump,
And that's
66.
not a bad shot to play under the circumstances.
I can't believe he never took the black or the blue on there. It's incredible.
I think what it is with Judd, he's learning all the time, and he's trying to play the right shot, and he maybe thought if I put the brown safe it's the right shot, but I know
don't
you
think
would
it
have
was the
taken,
right shot.
Yeah, you would have taken the blue or the black.
He's got two fairly safe reds on the right cushion. I think I would have needed a gun up my head not to take a pot on there, Dennis.
He's more or less throwing the gauntlet down here. Ronnie might be tempted with this long red. He knew he had to get it. That's the frame safe now. So the best possible start for Judd Trump. That first frame was
4.
quite an important
5.
one in the context of the match. Although it's the best of 11, it's always nice to get off to a good start, and with Ronnie missing a black off the spot, adds to how this could pan out.
11. 12.
It's going to be a quick match regardless of the scoreline, whether it goes all the way or not, but at the moment it's Judd Trump has got off to a flyer.
19. 20.
Always likes to play a little bit of entertaining snooker at the end of a frame, especially if the frame's over. I think he calls it naughty snooker he likes to play.
22. 23. 30.
You
30 in the frame.
can't do much better
Judd Trump.
than start like that. Judd Trump has taken the first 2 frames and he's got himself 2-0 in the lead. Well, that's thrown the gauntlet down now for Ronnie O'Sullivan, who, as I say, looked very relaxed, very comfortable in his opening match here against Ding Junhui. But that, I suppose, even with all the experience in the world, that black off the spot hangs around for a while in your mind, Stephen.
Yeah, it's very difficult to get out of your mind because it's such an easy shot. He would have thought, yeah, I'm winning this frame. All he's got to do is he knows he's making a little cannon on the blue. As you said, slightly taking his eye off it. But it's just a shot you take for granted, and the fact he hasn't really had a real opportunity in the second frame. I mean, Judd he can win frames so quickly. He doesn't want to let Judd get away with this match.
Well, the first frame just lasted over 12 minutes, the second frame just over 10 minutes, but we know that Ronnie O'Sullivan can win a couple of frames in a matter of 12 minutes.
Thank you. The third frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Managed to get the white over there. In fact, probably a little bit too far. There is a path through for Judd to take on one of his specials. That's the only problem. If it doesn't go in, you can always stick your opponent up. Now, is the black available into this right corner pocket? The pink might also go. He's having a look now, Ronnie, just to see. Well, the red certainly goes. Black maybe a little bit tight. But I think the pink may be available into the right corner if he's straight on this red to the middle. There you can see it. So if he leaves the white where the red is, he's got an easy pink.
One.
I think it's very important for Ronnie here, Stephen, to knock in a sizable break here.
Yeah, he's 2-0 down. Ronnie won't be panicking at this stage, but He'll know that Judd's going to get better and better the more confident he gets, so he'll want to win a frame in one visit. He'll want to, you know, make a nice break just to get his cue arm in the groove.
Just having to wait for a while where Brendan Moore spots the pink. All the spots are occupied, so directly behind the spot in a line with the black and the blue.
8.
Yeah, obviously the black doesn't pot, or else I think Ronnie would have played it from the first red, so it's got a little problem to negotiate at the moment. Well, he's played for the red above the black.
30.
Does the black go? Obviously
14.
it does.
Not the best shot in the world there.
21.
If it had been slightly easier, he would have cannoned into the pink and reds, but he had to make sure he potted the black because it was a little bit tight. But he could do with a cannon on the other red here. If he pots this and cannons the red to the right of the black, he'll be perfect. Can he judge the cannon? Should be able to. Well, he's played it with side to head up towards the blue.
22.
Thought he might have risked. He played with check side there to head to the blue.
Yeah, I think that was good thinking. I think you don't want to take plenty of risky shots at this stage. He wants to get a frame on the board.
27. 28.
Has an angle if he wants to go into the pack to stay in this loose red to the right of the black, but I don't think he's going to do it yet.
$35. 36.
Yeah, the reason he didn't go into the pack there is there's a loose red at the top, and if he caught that red half ball, he would have missed the pack completely.
41. 42.
Now, top spin on the black. Off the cushion, you'll see the white arc from right to left into the pack.
$49.
Yeah, it's a tough pack to split when they're situated like that.
Ronnie
He hasn't
O'Sullivan,
played the best
49.
safety shot in the world. It's a very nice break of 49, but the split didn't work when he went into the bunch. This is the one here, as Stephen said, played with a lot of top spin inside, didn't quite arc it as much as he intended. Well, what an attacking shot that was there. Look what the reds have spread. I mean,
That was a shot to nothing, Dennis. Look, he screwed the white back to bulk.
I mean, this. How many players would have attempted that, to pot the red and split the other reds? And pressure on this, though. Needs to miss the middle pocket. It's not bad if it finishes tight on the cushion. The white's going close.
1.
Wow, it's a very tough black, and the natural angle would take the white into the middle pocket if he just rolled it. So the pink may go past the reds. That would be a bonus. of a sudden, Judd Trump is right in amongst them. And it has to be said, he was the one that opened them up with that amazing attempt to pot the red and split the remaining pack up. He does play the game his own way.
14. 15.
Yeah, plays it the right way. It's the only way to play the game now. That's what makes that shot in the last frame where he turned down a straight blue. I couldn't believe that.
20.
That's the only way to play snooker these days. I've always thought safety was overrated, but even now it is.
You weren't too bad at the old safety game as well. I know you're a pretty attacking player, but you need a bit of a tactical game also.
23.
But it is intimidating when your opponent is just going for everything. Even Ronnie O'Sullivan, the great Ronnie O'Sullivan, looks a wee bit intimidated today.
30.
Yeah, we're watching this young player
31.
doing this out in the Masters, one of the biggest events in the game. What would it be like watching him in practice? Definitely wouldn't like to be practicing with him, because you wouldn't be getting many shots. You'd be just pulling the balls out all day long.
37. 38.
Didn't quite stun that through as he intended. Slightly the wrong side of the blue. As you can see there, Hawkeye just showing you, but just means he's a little bit further away from his next shot, but the way he pots
43.
shouldn't make any difference. Now the red's the wrong side of the table for Judd, being a left-hander, and he hasn't quite got the angle on the pink to get in behind the red to leave it for the corner. Looks as if he may cannon into the black. I'm not quite sure what angle he has here. No, he can do it. Oh, beautifully played.
Yeah, he just potted the pink in slightly the right half of the pocket to create more of an angle. A little bit of check side and stun. Judged it perfectly to come around the back of the red.
And you have a chance to see the cue power of this young player here, because he's almost straight on the black. He'd have to screw back with the reverse side to get up towards the yellow. He's having a look to see what sort of angle he's got on the pink, but it looks as if this black's absolutely dead straight. In fact, he'd have to get, well, it is almost dead straight. He'd have to get a terrific amount of reverse side to swing it up past the blue. That's why he's looking at that pink again, but I don't think it's the correct angle either. Well, let's have a look at this shot. Striking right down. He's left himself, well, he could have got a little bit closer to the yellow than this.
58.
How's the kiss?
6.
Not absolutely dead straight, so tricky little shots to judge the angle when you're close to them like this, but that's right in the heart of the pocket.
63. 67.
Needs the blue to to make absolutely certain of this third frame.
Thank you. 72.
Well, it's all Judd Trump at the moment, trying a little trick shot there, but Ronnie started off with a break of 49. Well, the black, is it going to go in? Not quite. Ronnie started off with a break of 49, didn't split the reds, was a little bit unlucky, but Judd Trump cleared up at 78. He's on fire at the moment. It's 3-0 to the young player.
I don't think anybody could have actually predicted this scoreline so early.
3-0 to Judd Trump. Ronnie O'Sullivan needs to get on the scoreboard and fast.
He certainly does, Rishi. He's caught the brown again, and against Judd Trump you can't afford to do that. You've got to get that cue ball near the cushion. This is the last frame before the mid-session interval. First chance to Judd Trump in this frame. And if the red goes when he pots the black, Ronnie might be sitting there for a while. Because this young man is full of confidence.
Eight. 9.
We're looking at just sheer natural ability and talent. That's what you're watching. Okay, years of practice, but this young left-hander was born to play snooker. As he over screws his positional
60.
side of the shot. That's the red he should have been on, but he overdone it. This is much more difficult, and he's going to have to use the reds to try and get position. He's on the pink though. He's been unlucky to cover the black. Pink goes, but he'll have to go in and out of balk to get back onto a red.
$23. 24.
And the feeling Ronnie's got, which I had when obviously when Ronnie came on the scene, is you're watching someone do to you what you've done to so many other players, and you're trying to think of ways to stop it.
$29.
I think the fact that he
30.
practices with Ronnie as well sort of, I don't think he'd have any fear anyway if he didn't practice with Ronnie, but it certainly helps the situation. It's a little bit like your situation when you used to play with John Higgins, Stephen Maguire all the time. I think you helped them on tremendously when you played them in the big occasion. You still got to do it out in, as Cliff Thorburn used to call it, you got to do it when you're out there in the bear pit.
37. 38.
This just looks like a practice session there for Judd, doesn't it? Looks totally relaxed. Doesn't look under any pressure whatsoever. And to be fair, he's not been put under any pressure at the moment.
45.
Yeah, every chance now is going to be 4-0, but if you think about it, could quite easily have been 2 each. Ronnie missed the black off the spot, and then he didn't get the reds open when he had that 49 break. So it looks, for all the world, it'll be 4-0.
51.
It could quite easily have been 2-all. But this
52.
young man, he's fantastic to watch. And we heard Graham Dott at the top of the show saying that he doesn't watch that much snooker, but he wants to watch this one here.
$59. 60.
Couple more
65.
pots and we'll be off to the mid-session interval.
66.
It's like a stroll in the park at the moment for Judd Trump. In fact, we all are having a
73.
stroll in the park this week, down through Alexandra Palace Park, on the way
74.
to the venue. This magnificent venue that's hosting the Masters this year. And the crowds have been fantastic right the way through. That's the
81.
auditorium there. And there'll be a
82.
few shock spectators that wouldn't have expected this 4-0 to Judd Trump.
$89. 90.
This young player's had 143 centuries in his career. He's only been a pro 6 years. 35 centuries last year,
97.
33 already this year. He's a potting machine, isn't he?
Judd will know the highest break is 139. So needs a black with his final red for the 140.
105.
Trust you, Mr. Hendry, to think
106.
about that. There's £15,000 for the high break. You always liked to nick a few quid, didn't you? That was the 10th century in this year's
130.
Masters. And 140
150.
would take a little bit of beating, I would think.
But this is power snooker.
118.
What's going through Ronnie's mind?
122.
He's got a lot of respect and admiration for Judd Trump. This is the sort of thing that he's done on many, many occasions.
$127.
And that's perfectly played.
$133.
What a fabulous clearance from young Judd Trump.
Judd Trump.
Absolutely incredible. He's made the highest break in this year's Masters and he puts himself in line for that £15,000 prize. But more important for him, he leads Ronnie O'Sullivan 4 frames to 0.
Ronnie O'Sullivan has a mountain to climb. Let's rejoin our commentators and say happy birthday to Dennis Taylor.
Frame 5.
Thank you, Rishi.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
37 today. Can't believe it. Yes, as Steve Davis says, sometimes the interval can change things around, and Ronnie O'Sullivan and his fans will be hoping that that's the case. But Judd Trump was backstage there. We were chatting to him and he was tweeting away at the mid-session interval. He's so relaxed, and if he carries on as he did before the mid-session interval,
away, please.
it's going to be a famous victory. Ronnie O'Sullivan has never ever been whitewashed at the Masters.
Well, the simple fact is Ronnie's got to play near perfect snooker now to come back and win this match.
No, he's mishit that. He played that with a touch of right hand side to leave himself a nice easy pink to the middle pocket, and he hit the red much fuller than he intended. So now this pink is very difficult in the jaws of the pocket. Oh, this is tough. Now that is a sensational pot. From the jaws of the pocket, you can't cue a ball any better than that. Okay, the pink's now tied up, the black's tied up, but what a great effort that was. And if the red above the black is available, he can play on the blue and get on that.
8.
It looks a bit tight, so that might
Stop
not be
calling out when he's
available
at the
to him.
table, please.
No, that's too tight. Well, I say it's too tight. Did he play to get onto it there, or does the one go in the
30.
middle pocket? Yeah, the one to the left of the pink, and that'll clear the pink. That's good thinking. That opens the pink up.
40.
Well, you said it, Stephen, that Ronnie's got to play a near perfect snooker to get back in this match. This could be the start of it.
$20. $21.
He's okay. The red at the back of the little bunch near the pink goes. I think he still feels that that one near the black is on.
26.
But that looks a bit tight, doesn't it? Now he's going to flick the black, so where are they going to finish here? Oh, that'll do. The red near the cushion will do, and he's brought the black into play. You could clearly see it was the red first.
I cued that one too well.
30.
Played for the red that you talked about earlier, Dennis, at the bottom of the pack. We still got the one to the left.
31.
Now he's in perfect position. And you'd have to say this is a chance to get his first frame on the board. As you say, he started off by that
38.
magnificent pink into the middle, Dennis, at the start of the break. It's so easy to be, he's 4-0 down, be deflated by the shot he's played before that.
39.
But the pink was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's worth another look at it. Just look at that, right in the jaws of the pocket, and he stunned the pink
46.
in. That is so difficult. And of course, Ronnie
47.
O'Sullivan takes a lot of pride in his game, and 4-0 down, his pride would have taken quite a dent. There's not many players could come back from 4-0 down against a Judd Trump in form, but this
54.
is one player that could do it, as the boys in the studio said. A long way to go in this match.
55.
Yeah, and the fact we're best of 11 and not best of 9, as we normally play in ranking events, gives you a bit more room to manoeuvre. Judd needs 2 frames rather than just 1.
$61.
And he's finished a little hampered on the pink here, so he's looking at the blue now. Taking the blue means he needs one more red. because there's still a possible 67 on the table. So this red next to the black
67.
will give him his first frame. Why hit it so hard, Ronnie?
Ronnie
He only needed the red.
67.
Why hammer it?
I think players feel more comfortable stunning shots like that rather than just rolling them. Certain players roll them, like Mark Williams will drop those in dead weight. But I think Ronnie prefers to hit down in the white. That's why he played it so hard.
You could see the white and red bouncing around, didn't you, on the slow-mo there when he struck down slightly on it. But meanwhile, Judd's played a pretty poor shot. He's going to try and pot the pink here. And he wasn't too far away. That was more or less saying, I'm taking on a ridiculous pot. If it goes in, I might have a chance, but the odds against potting the pink there were, I wouldn't even like to think what the odds were on knocking that one in. And this match just been going, what, 50 minutes? Just over the 50-minute mark?
8.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fascinating.
$50. 60.
Doesn't matter about the pink. Just under 8 minutes, and Ronnie O'Sullivan, with the aid of that 67 break, gets his first frame on the board. That's the start of the comeback. There's more to come.
Suddenly, Judd Trump, the feelings swap over.
Yeah, particularly because he's got the crowd going now. You know, they really needed him to pot a few balls and really get them going and his supporters going. This frame is a big frame as well. He needs this as well.
Yes, he can't afford to miss much, and he's faced with a long red, and the black is awkward. He refuses very little like this. And the crowd, well, that's what they think of that long pot. And does the pink go as we show you the terrific long red again? And there you can see. And the pink might have to go in behind the reds here. So Ronnie will play for the blue and then open the reds up.
Yeah, you were mentioning earlier, Dennis, how these two practice with each other, which means Judd knows what Ronnie's capable of. Ronnie can string 2 or 3 frames together quickly. This match is well back on. You say, screwing back for an angle in the blue.
8.
And that is perfect.
You know, I'm just looking at them, and he could free the pink and the black here. Just keep an eye on this. Well, there you go. But he's unlucky. How has he finished there? Right tight on the black.
13.
Just caught the red slightly thin, the first red that he wanted to hit in the pack, which caused the white to career to the left-hand side of the table. Still unlucky not to be in one.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 30.
Well, that was a terrific effort. I mean, it wasn't a risky shot because he knew he was putting the cue ball in a position where it was a shot to nothing. But he was on the black. Had he have slotted that into the middle pocket? Maybe this red cuts back. Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, there you can see it. Oh, now then.
One.
Of course, Stephen, this is a whole new experience for Judd Trump playing Ronnie. He's played him before, but leads 4-2, but he's never played him in the Masters, and that's totally different to any other event.
Yeah, just thinking there, I remember. I remember playing Jimmy in the old Wembley Conference Centre in front of like almost 3,000 people in there. As much as you think the crowd's not going to get to you, it does have an effect.
Yeah, they have their favourites in London, Jimmy White, Ronnie O'Sullivan, but they're a very fair crowd. If the opposing player is producing the goods, they'll get a terrific response from them as well.
They weren't fair at me when I was playing Jimmy. Kept on saying miss.
Might have been something to do with England versus Scotland. It's the norm nowadays. A lot of people have earpieces to listen to the commentary. They're used to watching the snooker back home, and occasionally we do say the odd thing where people might laugh, and hopefully it won't put the players off. Beautiful curing that. Still need a little bit of sorting out here. They're slightly congested there with the pink and reds as they are. But this clears the black for this corner pocket that he's potting the red, as you can see there. But it was always going to be difficult
50.
to get onto a colour from that situation. Oh, he looked at the black. He looked at cutting it in. He looked at canning into the reds and pink. What a shot this will. This will bring the house down if he knocks this in.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 50. One.
That's okay. I think he can get past the brown to the black, but it's not easy to get onto his next red. Got a little bit of work to do with the cue ball here. Because if he cannons that red that's to the right of the black, he's not guaranteed to be on one. And if he misses that red, even then he's not guaranteed to be nicely on one. Needs to keep going. He's going to have to cut this one into the left corner.
8.
Well, that's a bit ambitious. There's a lot of distance between those two reds. I think the one I mentioned's a better choice.
Nine.
If he's straight in the yellow, it's just a case of screwing back directly for a red into the left corner.
11.
Not the best kiss. If he misses the blue, he's perfect to pot the blue and just cannon into the 5 reds. Now he's got to go in and out of balk. And he's got a long way to travel. He can play this with a touch of right hand side. There's the side taking now, and he's missed the reds. And he might even be in behind the blue here. Could be snookered.
70.
Maybe just can see the red to the right. There you can clearly see.
Judd Trump, 70.
Well, we haven't seen too much tactical play. It's been all potting and break building. Ronnie can avoid the black here and get around the back of it. If he misses the brown, it's a good shot. It's amazing the number of times he's caught that brown. If he slides past it, he's got Judd in a bit of trouble. Look where he's got the cue ball. He's hardly hit that. His timing is unbelievable. And how many players would have taken that last shot on? But I don't think he anticipated the cue ball finishing up on the ball cushion from that position.
Shot. I mean, if Judd did play with an element of safety, he was still a bit fortunate to land tight in the ball cushion. So I thought he was going to take that red on. You may as well take it full-blooded, but.
Well, we just showed you what can happen with the run of the ball, because Ronnie took that red onto the middle and he played it as a shot to nothing until he got the cannon. It would have been safe. But Judd to finish up on the ball cushion from that last position was rather fortunate, as Stephen mentioned. But that's the way he plays the game. I mean, there's very few players, as I mentioned, would have taken the shot on that he did. And this was a must-win frame for Ronnie.
4.
Will he get another chance?
Five. Ten. $11.
Yes, he'd have to do something careless, wouldn't he? They're all there for the taking. 4-1 in front.
17.
They make it look so easy, but even these players, an element of pressure creeps in.
$18.
It didn't matter what side of the blue he got there because of the red up in the balk area.
$23.
Looks to be dead straight. Have a look at this cue power here. Well,
24.
he didn't mean to cannon the brown, that's for sure, but he can tuck Ronnie up. He's looking at the long black. He's 13 in front, but tucking up is the shot. Keep the pressure firmly on Ronnie.
the head there. We're disappointed he never won the frame at that visit. Now Ronnie, difficult enough to hit a red, but keeping it safe as well is even more difficult.
He could easily hit the black, swerving this here. He's got so much side on it. Now, well played, but has he got it safe? I don't think the red pops to the middle, and if it doesn't, it's a tricky one up into the corner. Can't see enough of that to pot it to the middle pocket, but he's such a good potter. He's covered it, but there's every chance that Ronnie could possibly get a snooker here, because he's got that black, the blue and the green to cover the one that's over the pocket, and you see where he's got the tip of the cue. If he can get the white somewhere in there and get the red back up the table, but he's got to be a little bit careful. The only downside was he knocked the yellow onto the cushion. But Judd, not guaranteed to get this safe. He wants to flick this and get the white back up the table. No, he's just playing to nestle onto it. Ronnie can get the white back up again behind the black, you know. Off the red there in the D area. He could get him snookered again here. Judged to perfection again. And there's the great Patsy Fagan. He's here at all the sessions. UK champion in 1977. It was his birthday just a few days ago as well. Any happy returns, Patsy? Have you got your earpiece in? No? Probably hasn't got it turned on. Doesn't want to fall asleep. I have to apologise to that gentleman. He looked very like Patsy Fagan, but it wasn't Patsy Fagan. This is double. He's got a double in today.
If this red's dead straight, another deep screw here, trying to create an angle. That really is incredible cue power. Not straightforward. Probably play the green here. Follow through off the vault cushion for the red. No.
Global.
Well judged. Very natural angle there. But to judge the pace that well was pretty good.
Yeah.
Attempted to screw and take the yellow off the cushion there. Looks to be dead straight in the blue, so the green looks the obvious choice.
Yeah, if he does take the blue, he'll just need the yellow. But as you said, Stephen, the green will get him a better position. And the black, being a left-hander, might get him around to the yellow also. And even if he doesn't get on the yellow, potting the black means that Ronnie O'Sullivan can only tie now, so he sacrificed that a little bit. That was interesting to see. Yourself, you probably would have potted the green and then took the yellow on, I would have thought, Stephen.
To be fair, I didn't look at the score, and he's a left-hander. Now he leaves himself 27 up with 27 on the table. Might be lucky to get away with that one.
The trump 40.
Yeah, he's worried about pushing the yellow to the right corner pocket, and that's beautifully played. And if he kisses the brown, that's even better. Just a little bit sticking out. Oh, where's the yellow going? Big frame, this. 5-1, 4-2. Nice to see this tactical battle after watching all the break building. Where's that cue ball? It's okay. Puff of the cheeks. It's tough out there. Certainly for Ronnie at the moment. But he knows the importance of this frame, and that's why he's putting so much into it. Has he got a snooker behind the blue? Yeah, the cannon on the brown there has worked in Judd's favour. So that's a nice little run of the ball, it has to be said. Where's the yellow going? It was going to go in off the brown. There was every chance that the yellow could have went in off the brown there. Now, will Judd take the double on? He only needs the yellow. That's what he's thinking about. Now, where's the yellow going to finish this time? He's got a pretty good cue ball, but the green may pass the brown. No, I think he can cue at the side of the blue. He can cut this in. Surprised that Ronnie played that last shot so hard, Stephen.
Yeah, the trouble with playing at a slower pace was taking the white away from the green, but I thought he could have just made sure the yellow and maybe played a good safety of the green. A little bit of desperation in that last shot by Ronnie.
But what has Judd played? He switched hands there and tried the safety shot right-handed. I thought he could maybe cue at the side of the blue and cut the yellow in. And he stuck it over the middle pocket. How's your luck? He needs to slip past the green. Oh, this is tough. Up into the corner, screw back, leave the white near the cushion. This will bring the house down if this goes in. No.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 2.
Well, he did try to pop that by the looks of things. Oh, a chance of the snooker here. You know, he could drop the green on the baulk cushion, get in behind the blue. Has he gone too far? Has he missed a trick there? Oh, I'm not sure if he can get tight in behind the brown. If not, he might try and double the green. He tried to get tight in behind it, but there was a possibility of doubling the green there and leaving it safe, and the brown was there for the taking. That's a good shot. Well, you cannot leave the balls further apart than that. Look at the green, look at the cue ball. Terrific safety there. Believe it or not, he looked at the possibility of doubling this green up past the blue. That's the angle he looked at. I tell you what, it wasn't far away. It's a pretty good shot, though. Where's that cue ball? It's fine. Although this green does cut. By far the longest frame of the match, coming up to 27 minutes. A fascinating tactical play here.
You would think Ronnie would have the advantage in this sort of situation. He is, I would say, the better tactical player of the two. Judd's still quite inexperienced, but will get better very quickly. Needs this to come away from the jaws.
Well, I think he thought he might have got the snooker behind the blue if he took that shot on, but he's handed the frame to Judd now, so...
Three in the frame.
He changed his mind, I think, on the shot. He was going to play an alternate safety shot and decided I might be able to pop the green and get the snooker, so he has conceded. So Judd Trump, that's a big frame for the young man. He now leads 5-1, just one more frame away for a place in the semi-final.
Can't afford any more mistakes. Judd Trump just needs one more frame to go through to the semi-finals. Let's rejoin an ageing Dennis Taylor.
Yes, by the minute, Rishi. Good pace with the break-off shot. Got the white almost tight on the cushion. Aging Rishi, but still going to play the game. We've got, I'll just tell you about a Legends Cup match we've got in May, 12th and 13th of May, after the World Championship at the Bedworth Civic Hall. And I'm going to captain a team, believe it or not, of Ronnie O'Sullivan, Jimmy White, John Parrott, against Cliff Thorburton's team of Stephen Hendry, Ken Doherty, the darling of Dublin, and Tony Drago. That'll be fun as we watch Judd attempt a long red, and he definitely is getting the run of the ball, because look where the cue ball's finished up.
Yeah, I hit completely the wrong side of the red. I thought at 5-1 up, he'd take the chances to drop that red in for the black. Would obviously make the pot a little bit easier, but played it with an element of safety, and he's got it safe. Perhaps not the orthodox way, but it's safe now.
Yeah, you always need a run of the ball at this game, and it's usually the player that's playing the better that tends to get the run. And when you have a go at a shot and miss it, it's amazing the number of times you get away with it. And Ronnie, once again, it's amazing the number of times he's caught the brown when he's played that particular safety shot. Some days that just happens. That red passes the pink. I'm not sure about the black as to whether it's available in the left corner. It certainly will go in the right, but there's plenty of room for the red, as you can see.
One.
See, things like that, when things are not going quite right for you. He's hampered now on the pink, so having to take the blue. Can he drop on the red that's next to the black? What a shot that would be. Well, he's come up for the one near the middle pocket, but if he could get on the one above the black in a couple of shots' time, he could open
6.
the scoring end of the table up. And he can do it this time.
7.
He's got the perfect angle to drop on that one.
$30. $20.
Gone a little bit too far there.
$21.
Can always go wrong when you're having to play a little cannon, but he's okay this time. Needs another cannon here.
$28. $29.
I think the crowd just take it for granted now. Ronnie got down and potted that last shot left-handed, and I'm sure a lot of people don't even notice
36.
that he does it, because he looks exactly the same with his
37.
opposite hand.
You couldn't have the reds in any better position here. It's like a
44.
practice setup. Series of stuns, screws.
45.
You won't see Ronnie using the cushion a lot. His positional play is so good amongst the pink and black that
52.
but this is what he needs. He needs to get in first every frame now.
53.
And just over 3 minutes, and the frame's almost secure.
$59. 60. $66. 67.
Well, that round of
74.
applause tells you the frame is secure.
75.
And not many players in the game could do this. They're back against the wall, 5-1 behind. He's kept his focus. He's got a lot of respect for Judd Trump, and he wants to show this
82.
crowd what he can do. So you could never
83.
write this man off, and every chance that he might be able to beat the highest break. And Judd beat Sean Murphy's 139 in this match with a break of 140 for the £15,000 first prize. And make no mistake, Ronnie will know
91.
if he takes blacks, he can supersede Judd's break by 1 point.
$98.
And what a way
99.
that would be to keep yourself in the Masters. Make the highest break. There's the century.
106.
The 11th in this year's Masters.
107.
And Ronnie now has made 662 centuries in his career. Only one player ahead of him. And he's sitting in the
114.
commentary box here. Stephen Hendry, around the 750
160.
centuries. But this has been fabulous.
190. 123.
Just a little bit too pacey. Should be okay.
Go, Ronnie! 134.
What an effort from Ronnie O'Sullivan. His back was right against the wall. 5-1 down. What does he do? He makes the highest break in this year's Masters. That's a magnificent clearance of 141. It's not all over just yet.
Steve, how good was that from Ronnie?
Judd Trump to break.
Superb. Yeah, I think he's one of the few people that could turn this around and do it in style as well.
Yes, as Ken Doherty mentioned, Judd Trump just needs that one chance, and he's quite capable of closing the match out. But can Ronnie prevent him from getting that chance?
Wonder how irritated Judd will be. He's just had 15 grand pinched from his pocket.
Yes, because 141 is going to take a little bit of beating, as Hawkeye shows you what Ronnie's looking at. He's got to be a little bit careful here that he finds the gap. Did well to miss that red near the cushion there. And this time he doesn't carry it into one of the ball colours. And I think he can get past the brown to the one that's the right side of the table. But boy, if he took this on, he'd have to get it. Okay, there's a slight angle. He refuses very little. There's Judd. But he was a country mile away from that. If he has got away with this, I think this red's going to come up and be cuttable. But if that red hadn't come back up the table, he would have got away with that. But that was a long way off the pot. Is that telling us a little story?
Well, again, he could have chose to play for the black there, I think, and would have made the pot easier. He does feel better hitting the balls harder. He doesn't really get like one out of too many chances. Again, Ronnie's got the first opportunity. And as Steve says, not only can he come back, he's capable of coming back in this match, he's capable of doing it in great style. One visit snooker.
5.
Might choose to play for the red below the black here.
Got to be careful he doesn't foul them. There's a lot of cue between the bridge hand and the cue ball there, but fortunately it was a straightforward pot. He could do with just getting that red just to the left of the black out of the way in a couple of shots time.
19.
Removing this just clears the black spot completely.
26.
The last frame lasted just under 9 minutes. I mean, Judd is fantastic to watch when he's break building, but this man here is just
34.
It's a dream watching him.
35. $42. 43.
And it doesn't get any better than this, watching one of the greatest
48.
players the game's ever produced, fighting back in the way he is.
$49.
Took a long pot on, didn't get anywhere near it, and he's got to sit and watch. How does that red? Oh, that come off the cushion quite fast. I think he played for the red just to the right of the pink.
54.
He still might be able to get it, but it's a little bit of a stretch there. But the white seemed to come off the back cushion with quite a bit of pace there. Yeah, that was the problem there.
Thank you. Ronnie O'Sullivan. 54.
So just when he was a few pots away, he seemed to get a bounce off the back cushion. Let's have a look at this. Played for the one just closest to the pink, and it just seemed to pick up pace there.
Yeah, and because he had check side, the more pace, it just brought the white more into the middle of the table as well. So, unlucky there. Still, keeps the heat on Judd. 54-point lead.
Well, he tried to bring that red into play. Look where he's put it. Unbelievable. Ronnie likes those two reds, the left side of the table. That's a little bit of insurance, but Judd was trying to bring that one into play. That's careless to catch the blue. It's a bit like the break-off shot. You say, whatever you do, don't catch that blue.
Yeah, just didn't get into the cue ball enough with enough bottom and right-hand side.
What?
So comes to the table 54-0 down. Great first red. You'd think there's at least 30-odd points here available without having to play the difficult reds.
Well, we did say that Judd was looking for one chance to close this match out. It is a chance. He's a long way behind, but it is a chance.
Five.
And although he's playing position for these open reds all the time, he'll be looking for angles, looking for opportunities to take these two reds on the left side cushion off, make them into potable positions. If this pink goes in the blue spot, he may choose to play the top red and take the red
11.
off the cushion. It's near the nearest to middle pocket. Sure to be on the pink. Oh, he's missed the cannon.
12.
Being a left-hander, one of the reds that's safe on the side cushion, the one that's just slightly away from the cushion, is not too badly placed for Judd. If he could drop in behind it, it's the other one near the middle pocket that's the bigger problem.
He's looking at the angle, potting this red and screwing back and taking the red that's closest to the middle pocket off the cushion. The only problem with taking reds off well potting reds is if the white sticks on the side cushion, it's going to have a really tough pot in the colour. So I myself think the shot is to follow through for the black. Nope, not taking my advice.
19.
Well, maybe you should have taken your advice, Stephen, but we'll find out shortly. See, that's the shot he plays so well. He hardly hits that, and the action he gets on the cue ball, it's just effortless. Well, you're looking right down the cue and stop and then spin back.
23.
Now he can take that red off. The more difficult one, if he drops the black in, I think it's a natural angle just to flick that red out.
Yeah, I think the previous shot when I said I wouldn't play it, it's because I didn't have Judd Trump's cue power.
Now, the other red I mentioned wasn't too bad for Judd being a left-hander. The one he's moved doesn't pass the green. If this shot up the cushion goes in, it could put Judd Trump into the semi-final. This is key. And it's there.
31.
There's a couple of reds safe. Ronnie thought there might have been a little bit of insurance. But when you've got this young man's talent, and even the blue for a left-hander is not difficult.
38. $39.
Well, showing a lot of character here. He wants Ronnie O'Sullivan make a break of 141 and start this with a break of 54.
Yeah, I like the way he's taking this break.
45.
Great killer instinct. As you said, 2 safe reds. It was half a chance to start with, but he
47.
knew it was a chance to win the match, and he's taken it.
Fifth.
Well, he's just been outplayed today. He made a great effort. There's a couple of frames key where he could have won. He was 4-0 down at the mid-session interval. Could have been
54.
2 each, but you can't take anything away from this sensational player from Bristol, who was based in Romford and practices with Ronnie O'Sullivan.
59.
Looks like it's the end of this year's Masters for Ronnie O'Sullivan. It was a spirited fight back. That magnificent break of 141 kept him in it. But in the end, it's Judd who has been the more consistent player, congratulated by Ronnie O'Sullivan. It's been a fabulous display of snooker from this young man. The rising star of snooker gets himself into the semi-final of this year's Masters, beating Ronnie O'Sullivan 6 frames to 2.